Player 2 has joined the game.
What have I been playing? When did we record last?
Last Sunday? Or was it Monday?
Okay, so I've
No, it
already
was
talked
Monday.
I've talked about
Because
everything.
Sunday you got home, we recorded Monday because
Okay.
I didn't have to
yeah,
work
yeah,
and
that's
I didn't
right.
care. Yeah.
So I already talked about Zelda. I think the only thing I've played since then is Final Fantasy. I did download Oceanhorn. I didn't really play much, but I started a new game just to kind of see it. That game looks like it's made for Switch.
I still
It is
cannot believe.
beautiful. Like,
I still can't believe that it's actually on the Switch. I just thought Nintendo would be like, because they're so Nintendo sometimes, they'd be like, oh, you made a Zelda? No.
Yeah.
It's not coming out on here.
it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks like it was meant to be on Switch all along. I'll just leave it at that because I haven't really played any of it. Yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy XII.
How is it?
It's awesome. I love it.
Oh, good. I was worried you were about to say the opposite.
No,
Feel bad
it's what they incorporated, which is nice, is they added this like fast forward mode where you can either do it at 2 times or 4 times, like hitting L1 at like, because it's a big game, and there's times where you're just like, I gotta get from here to all the way over there, or like, oh god.
it's kind of like what they did with Final Fantasy VII on PS4, adding those cheats in and stuff.
Sort of, but this literally just speeds everything up. It speeds you up, speeds the enemies up. It's just like fast forward. And you can do it at 2 times or 4 times. 4 times, it's like impossible to control. Like,
yeah.
It's just crazy. But I play a majority of the game at 2 times, and it's just... Because I'm not to the point where I feel like I really need to focus on every battle. I've got my gambits in pretty good shape. Like, they can just... I know if an enemy shows up, my guys will take care of it, whatever. So the game's definitely moving along quicker. The whole Zodiac Age thing, like... It's more of a true Final Fantasy game in that you kind of have your attacker and your white mage and your green mage and your this and your that and whatever. And I kind of like it, but at the same time, it just seems... It definitely makes the game harder, but not too hard. Like in the first one, you can have all of your people do everything. They can be good attackers. They can be good like mages and everything. But now it's like you have basically one person in your party who's going to be healing people. And so when they run out of MP, it's not like you can say, okay, well, now I'll just have Vaughn start healing people. Like,
you got to survive.
He's got plenty of MP, but he can't learn those spells. So it's like, well...
Is that not an option to turn it on or off? It just is what it is?
No, that's what it is.
Do some people like it that way? Well, I guess you said it's more traditional, right?
It's more, yeah. It plays more along the lines of how a Final Fantasy game should play. It's just not what I'm used to. I don't feel like it really takes away from the game. It makes it more challenging. Now, I don't know if they, in place of that, if they say, well, okay, say Vaughn. Like Vaughn is I think he's a knight. So he's doing a lot of the attacking and stuff. So he can't really learn Cure and Raise and all these like white mage spells. So I don't know if in exchange for that they put more like attack increases in his what do they call it? The
Magic?
License board thing, to where he'll be even stronger of an attacker
He'll be
than
better
he
at
would
what
have
he
been.
does.
Exactly. So I don't know if they offset it like that, but so far it definitely seems to make it a little bit more challenging, but I like it. One thing I don't like, I just did this part. So in the original game, the first like true, well, not the first, I don't know, one of the first true like dungeons you're in, there's this enemy you can either like fight or run away from. And then on the next screen, you fight an easier version of him that you have to fight. But I knew that if you fight the harder one and you kill him, you get a nice weapon. So I did that, and I died a few times, and I went and leveled up and whatever, and then I came back strong enough and beat him. In this one, you don't get that strong weapon. You get like one emote, which is basically like a... you get like... It's basically like a one-time use spell. If you don't have that spell that you can cast, it's like an item. So it's Scathe. It's one of the more strong spells. but it's almost like an item that's just like a one-time use. Like I use this item and it's going to use that spell, even though I don't have that spell learned yet, and that's all I got. So I died a couple times. I spent a decent amount of time leveling up to come back and beat this optional boss, thinking I would get this really good sword. But in this version of the game, you don't get that sword. You just get this one, like a one-time use item, and then it's gone. So that kind of sucks. I don't know if I'm going to come across any other things like that are different from what I'm used to. But the game's great. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I'm really happy to be playing through it again. I started briefly looking through the trophies just to see.
You probably got to beat it like 3 times. And
I haven't come across. I didn't look through every single trophy, but
Well,
I didn't see anything like that.
You don't need to worry about spoilers if you look at these trophies. That's sometimes I get worried in a game I really care about. I'm just worried. The trophies don't usually give away horrible spoilers, but still, with this, you don't need to worry about that.
I didn't go through the whole list and read the description on all of them, but the few that I stopped at and read that were like ultra rare, like less than 1% kind of thing, I was like, that doesn't seem terrible. Like, it doesn't particularly sound fun to do, but I could do it. So I don't know. I may try to platinum this. It doesn't seem as bad as Metal Gear Solid 5. I'll say that.
Nothing can be. Well, all the Uncharted games are pretty horrible.
But even if I do it, it's just going to be because I like the game. It's going to be similar to you with Horizon. Well, to some extent. You like your trophies. I don't really care about the trophy, but part of me just wants to, because I love this game so much, I want to feel like I've done everything that can be done in the game. I don't care if I get the trophy or not. But
see, that's how that is how I felt pretty much with Horizon. It's not how I felt with Oceanhorn. That was just like, I know I can get this. Yeah. I'm going to get through the fishing just because I love this game. I want to beat it again, but I want the platinum also because I know I can get it.
Right, yeah.
I went into the past this week. I think I touched on it a little bit last week. I've really mostly been playing Crusader of Centy, which feels so good to say in the year 2017, 23 years after it came out. If you've never heard of Crusader of Centy, look it up. I'm not going to do any Let's Plays because it's just not a Let's Play kind of game. It is the closest thing to A Link to the Past we could have gotten as Sega kids. As I'm playing through this is better than Beyond Oasis, I think.
Yeah. No, it is.
It's so good.
It's definitely more of a Zelda clone.
It is a straight-up clone.
Beyond Oasis was definitely...
It was more
before
action
Crusader of
RPG.
Centy. It was the closest we had to Zelda, but it's not a Zelda clone.
No.
By any means. But, no, Crusader of Centy's better.
It's so good. I remembered a lot of this game, the early parts of it. The late game where I'm at now, about to beat it. I could probably beat it tonight, depending on how long we're podcasting. Because I've played it. I've probably put 15. Again, I've been home, so it's been like if Eliza is taking a nap on me, I'm like, I'll just play some Crusader. Like today, I played for like 2. She slept on me for 2 hours. And I was like, okay, if I have to, let's go. And Jess went out in the pool and hung out with the boys. I was like, all right, I'll just play Crusader of Centy. So much fun. Whenever you get one of these things, like I was like, I don't know, like do I want to like?
Does it feel weird playing Crusader of Centy on a Super Nintendo controller?
Not that weird because the way they map it is it goes Y is A, B is B, A is C. So it's still like the same general shape. Where it gets weird is when I've gone back and played like...
Is Crusader of Centy not a 6-button game?
3-button. It's weird to go back and play 6-button games. It's okay for like Street Fighter because you can just map whatever you want.
You're used to playing it on Super Nintendo, yeah.
I don't think like the Mortal Kombat games, I don't think you can map them. I think it's just 6-button or 3-button. And it's like... L and R are actually like X and Z. So on the Super Nintendo controller, X would be block, L would be high punch, and R would be high kick or something. It's confusing. But as I'm going through this, I'm like, most of the really good Genesis games, you really do only need 3 buttons. So it's not, but it was weird at first.
It's pretty much just fighting games.
It's really just fighting games.
Yeah.
It's so, but it's just ABC, YBA. It's right there. It's perfect. Game's so much fun. I thought I was like, do I want to play Secret of Mana right off the bat? Or do I want to go and play Chrono Trigger or something? Or do I want to do Mario RPG, whatever? One thing I did also play Anyway, so Crusader Centy is great. Look up some videos of it. If you can get your hands on it, it is freaking amazing. The game is so much fun. It's a fantastic game. It was on both of our top 75 lists, and if I were to actually rank them, it would now be higher than I remember it being. It's better than I remember it, and I'm so pleasantly surprised by that. I can't wait till you get one of these things and you can play it. It's so good. I also did try out Yoshi's Island finally,
And
this game is friggin' weird. Meh, meh, meh. I just went through level 1.
that's the thing. Like that, I hate that more than the whole. I can get past the whole egg throwing thing.
Now I was getting used
but
to the
when I
egg
get
throwing
hit
thing.
and I had to go capture Mario again, I'm like, oh god, it drives me nuts.
And I didn't like that. I thought you could just aim an egg where you wanted to go. No, you got the stupid Madden meter, and I'm
you have
like,
to, time it.
Wait, okay,
Yeah.
boom. I should do this more. It's so hot in here. I don't know. I don't get it. And again, I played for probably 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't get this game. I don't get it. I will go back and give it another try. I'm going to beat Crusader Centy. And then
You
I'll
need
try
to at
some
least
other
get
stuff.
through World 1 so you can experience, if I... The adventure of trying to 100% each individual level.
And get all the
it's
different
fun.
stars
Yeah.
and all that other stuff, yeah. My battery just went from 65% to 1%.
Yay, iPhones.
Yay, beer. So yeah, mostly Crusader Centy. I played that. I also, one thing I didn't play, but I downloaded it. The Destiny betas this weekend. And I'm like, I don't care. Like I was like, maybe this will be. Maybe
You
this,
did?
I'll get
You
back
didn't
and
play it.
I downloaded it. I
You
just
didn't play.
I'm like, I don't feel like I would much rather either play Crusader Centy some more or go back to Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm like, I'm not going to play Destiny 2.
No, I'm not either.
We'll try to get some people on here to cover it. I don't know if any of the Nerd 901 guys are going to be playing it. I'm sure somebody will. But it's just I can't bring myself to it. It's just more Destiny. I heard people were complaining. It's a beta, so people are going to complain, but they didn't like the weapon selection, and I think Bungie was like, don't worry, what different weapons are coming. I don't know. But I did not play that. Before we get into a couple quick news items. Yeah, right. This was going to be a short podcast. What is wrong with you and Sonic? You got grievances to air? Other than it's melted now.
So, Brittany is down in Florida for a bachelorette party weekend thing. I miss her terribly. But when she's gone, I like to be able to just... I'm going to be honest. From the time I got home last night, from family pizza night to the time I went over
around in your boxers.
to the time I went over to my parents' house today to go swimming, didn't put pants on. Mm-hmm. I mean, not that I couldn't while she was there anyway, but I just feel free. Hanging out in my underwear, it's great. What I also like doing is when she's gone, I'll make a pot of just Kraft mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. Just good old Blue Bot, the regular.
Three cheese? 3 cheese is the best mac and cheese on this planet.
The first time I had that was at Tim's house, and I'm like, what is this? And it was so good. I'll make a pot of it, and I'll just eat it out of the pot with a spoon. That just feels great. So I like
do you go
to
get your own half-gallon ice cream or anything? I used to do that in college sometimes.
I'm not a big ice cream. Well, yeah.
And now it's back up to 23%.
But I like to just man out while the woman's gone. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I think last night I saw a commercial for the Sonic, the custard concrete, whatever things
they have custard now?
I mean, they call it custard, yeah. So I'm like, I want to get one of those. I don't have to care about
carbs,
what I'm eating, whatever. I'm going to get me one. So I got one after dinner. It's good. It's good. It's good.
But
I was expecting more like a Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Yeah.
It's more, it's hot, but this is liquid.
Did it come like that?
It came close to this. Now, it's hot in Memphis, but it's not so hot that this thing should have melted between them walking outside and getting it to my car 20 feet away.
It's 88 in the Pool House recording studios.
So it's delicious. I got a caramel thing with cookie dough. It's really good.
It's just ice cream soup.
But it's just it's very...
That's weird.
It's just very liquidy.
Don't get it on the table.
But they already have... What my main grievance here, because this is good... They already have these Sonic Blasts or whatever,
right.
Which is pretty much this.
Right.
A little more solid than this. I thought this concrete
Was gonna be
custard
like
thing was
lifted
going to be
upside down.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like the DQ, the Blizzard thing.
Oh, dear
So that's what I
God,
was
so
expecting. It's delicious, but it's not really the consistency that I was expecting. Like I said, it's hot here, but I don't think it's so hot that this thing should have melted.
How
that
hot
quick.
is it?
But I'm also very, very full. We went bowling today. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that. That's why
we
neither
drank
of
a
us
couple
are
pitchers
drinking.
of beer. We went out for Mexican food. So I was feeling kind of full, and now I'm kind of feeling very full. So I'm thinking maybe I just bring it home, put it in the freezer, let it kind of firm up
See
a little
what it
bit.
turns into.
Try it again tomorrow, but I'm not too impressed.
That's a shame.
That's my Sonic story. This guy has met one of the two Sonic guys.
I met TJ, the blonde guy. He's a Red Sox fan, and I was wearing my Yankees hat. So he said, "Yeah, I'll take." I chased him down in the airport, and I said, "Dude, you're the Sonic guy." He said, "Yeah, man, TJ, nice to meet you." I'm like, "I'm Kevin, man." I seriously I'm. At this point, they've been on the air forever. This was 2000
Back when they first started,
or something
yeah.
like that. I'm like, it probably feels cool for him. He's happy that I'm recognizing him. He's not a big name.
Now he's
not
probably like, oh, God.
right. But to take my picture with him, he made me turn my hat around backwards because he's a Red Sox fan. I'm like, I
That's
can
fair.
acquiesce to that.
I would do the same.
I'm not going to cause a scene.
Yeah.
All right, a couple quick news items here, and then we'll wrap everything up. We didn't talk about this last week, but it came out last week, and I only thought of it because Brittany tagged you in it or something. The Atari Box is a thing. Why? I don't know. What the hell is this thing?
I don't really know much about it, but
Nobody does. All they've said is, we made a box.
it sounds
With
like it's
new
some
gen
kind of
specs. I'm like, does that mean PS3? Does it mean Switch? Or does it mean like Xbox One X? Like, what does it mean?
No, if this thing looks any better than like the Switch, I'd be shocked.
But
This is
what
going to
is-
be.
Is it even a
Who's
real
making
console?
games for
That's
it?
what I'm saying. Like, is this a real or is this just going to be, want to play the Atari 2600? No, I don't. Thank
No,
you for
nobody
asking.
does. I don't know.
This thing is going to bomb. Like,
Yeah.
the NES
I
Classic.
didn't even know Atari was still around. If I'm being perfectly honest.
Apparently, I heard on GameScoop they split up into like 3 different companies. There's the person that owns the Atari name, then there's the Atari software, and there's the Atari hardware.
What is Atari software?
I don't know. They still were making games not a whole long time ago, but they've obviously been out of hardware since the Jaguar.
This just seems like a Hail Mary and it's going to bomb and then Atari will be gone forever.
The NES Classic made sense because it's Nintendo. Those games you can still play today; they still hold up. The SNES Classic makes what?
I know where you're going with this.
Makes 100% sense because it is the best console ever
Yeah.
made. And then let's play Pitfall. It's just like a dot going across the string, the screen on a quote unquote like a rope. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play this.
I don't get the point.
Like, there was the 2600, the 5200, the 7800. I think is what Uncle Pat had, where we
With,
played Xevious and
Not
Pole
Gauntlet.
Position, Gauntlet. Yeah,
Was it
Gauntlet was
Gauntlet?
on there. All the games actually look like they could be NES games because some were like Xevious. I think Gauntlet was on there
Right.
too. That makes sense. Nobody wants to play 2600 games. By the way, I know I talked about all that stuff last week. I pre-ordered the SNES Classic on
Nice.
Walmart. So I don't know if I'm going to I'm not going to buy it and use it because I have no reason to. But I don't know if I'm going to try to flip it. I don't know if I'm just going to cancel it. I also don't know if Walmart's going to cancel it because a lot of people, I was looking on Twitter, like this thing was up for 45 minutes with people. I got 2, I got 3, blah, blah, and then it finally died. And the page completely disappeared. It didn't say out of stock. It was just gone. Wario was like,
They're
they
probably
just
just going to
nuked it.
say,
It's gone.
yeah, that was never supposed to be up.
Yes.
Sorry. But Yeah.
But that's what, and like, what's his name? The completionist Gerard was like, hey, I'm excited too. I pre-ordered one. It came, it confirmed everything. Just know,
Just don't hold your breath.
He's pre-ordered a lot of stuff from Walmart before, and they're like, "Oh no, that wasn't a real. Sorry, that's
Yeah.
gone. Your collector's edition, you're not getting it. I'm sorry." So it'll probably disappear anyways, and it's gone now. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to buy an SNES Classic for like $250? Let me know. And then that's the other thing. I'm like, do I really want to go through all that again on eBay? Like, I don't know how
Don't
people
do it through eBay.
Yeah, but who's going to buy it in Memphis? For like
I found a
100
guy.
I could probably had $150 or $200 for it.
Well,
or something.
plus, if
but it
they're-
also depends.
If they're legit about them
The
having
shortages,
more available for this,
Then
they
it's
did
not going
NES,
to be as
then-
much money.
Yeah.
So I still think I am going to sell the NES Classic because I don't need it.
Yeah.
And the boys, they do not care. They barely care about the SNES.
Yeah.
So, but I could sell on eBay. Those things are selling for between $200 and $300, and I've got a carrying case on
The
even,
NES?
even if they're not modded with 600 games and all that other stuff. Yeah, the NES Classic. I've got 2 controllers, the extension cables, the carrying case, everything you need to actually play it anywhere. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Atari Box. That's that. We have no idea what it is. Nobody does. Probably shouldn't even exist. Also this week, our good friends at Telltale Games announced they're bringing back 3 of our favorite franchises. Not our, but our in the video games.
The collective our.
Batman, Walking Dead, the final season, and The Wolf Among Us. People love The Wolf Among Us. They a lot of people say that and Tales from the Borderlands are the best work that Telltale's ever done. I can't do werewolves either. It's like zombies. I just don't. I'm sure it's great. I don't even know what it is. Don't care. Batman, I'm like, man, life again has changed for me. Do I really want to spend $25 on this right now? Like, the trailer looks good, and there's Riddler. They're hinting that did you watch the trailer? Did you see it?
No.
Batman's in front of all these screens with the Riddler, the question mark all over it and everything. Then you see him there. Troy Baker's back as Batman. I'm like, I definitely am going to play this. It comes out August 8th. I'm sure that means August, September, October, November. Oh, it'll probably all be out. That's what it was last year too. Christmas. It started in August, so it'll all be by Christmas. Maybe I'll just go ahead and buy it all. But are you interested in going back to Batman? I know we talked about it a little bit last week because it had leaked that it was the enemy within and all that. But
if I start hearing more about it and I'm just really drawn in by the story, then maybe. But I'd kind of rather, I don't know. It just doesn't. To me, it's not fun to play. I'd rather just watch a movie version of this.
You can watch me play it.
That's what I'm saying.
10 hours.
I'd either just watch you play it or just get weekly or monthly recaps from you on what happened and be like, oh, that sounds cool. And like, feel like I would get just as much enjoyment out of it.
But see, it's also, I want to play it, but for me, it comes out August 8th. Sonic Mania comes out August 15th. Remind me, I got an email about that. I need to do that. Uncharted comes out August 22nd. And I've got my other thing now and then what?
I saw something else, but go ahead.
I'm like, I don't have time to play it when it comes out because I know episode 1 will be 2 hours. I've got time, but it's like and then Metroid comes out in September. That's what I was going to say.
What comes out October 27th?
Mario.
And?
Wolfenstein 2.
And?
Not Assassin's Creed.
Not a video game.
It's a Tuesday.
Something we already talked about.
We did?
Wait, is it a Tuesday?
Oh, it's a Nintendo game, so it might be a Friday.
I think it's a Friday. Something we talked about.
Oh, Saw.
Well, thank you. That's what I was going to get to. I was trying to get you to say Stranger Things, and then I was going to say, yes, I saw that there's a new
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw. I can't wait for this. I don't know that it's going to be any good, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy it. I loved those movies. I didn't. I think it peaked with the first one because it's very like psychological, and it looks like there's an element of that in this. It definitely doesn't look like a typical Saw movie, but it looks like there's parts that do kind of go back to that.
I fell off the wagon with 2. So I went to see 2 with my good buddy Maury. We went on like a bro date one time. We both had the day off from AT&T. We went to see it because he was like, he came into work one day. He was like, dude, I rented this from Blockbuster. That's how long ago this came out. He's like, I've got it for another couple days. When you get home tonight, go for the first Saw movie. I had heard about it. I was like, oh, God, it's just going to be gore porn. I don't want to see that. It's just not my kind of thing. He's like, it's not. It's like,
no, the first one wasn't.
But it's not really. He's like, this is just, you've got to see this, and you've got to watch it all the way through, and I promise you it'll blow your mind. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm watching it. It's like, this is really good movie. This is really good. And then he stands up, and I just went.
Yeah.
And you go back through the whole movie like you did with Sixth Sense, like, but wait a minute. No, he never did move, and maybe, that's how he knew to shock him, and blah, 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 blah. And then Saw 2 was just like, traps! And it's like, put your hands up in here and you're bleeding everywhere. Throw you into a pit full of needles. I was like, oh, God. And I thought it was pretty obvious that whatever her name was going to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And then I watched 3 on HBO or something, not long after it came out.
3 through 7 or however many there were all just kind of blend together.
3 was okay, and then 4 was happening at the same time, and then it was and then by that point, that was all about the trap. And then when they killed Jigsaw, I was like,
right. And then it's like, well, this guy's picking up his work,
and you kept
then
waiting, like, and this guy you don't care about, and then finally Carrie Elwes comes back in 7 just for at the very end to do the same thing and shut the door. And apparently he's not in this though, so I'm like, oh,
yeah.
And it's not a reboot. Like they reference.
They're like,
they
wait,
haven't
I thought he was
said,
dead.
They haven't said if Tobin Bell is in it, the guy who played Jigsaw. I mean, he's dead, but he can be in there in video form or whatever. I don't know.
I can't wait. I love those movies.
Jess won't go see it, so maybe I'll go with you to go see it.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it.
The first Saw, one of my favorite horror. I guess it's horror movie, but it's more.
It's just psychological thriller. Yeah,
and like Monica Potter was great in it. That's when she was super young. She was in. Only thing I can remember in that before that was Patch Adams. She was in that, which was that was a great movie too. Completely different from Saw. But anyways, yes, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Video games. Oh yeah. So there was a patent that came out this week. Nintendo has patented the N64 controller. I don't even get it. I don't know why they have to do that. Pretty much though, it's like people are like, "Do you think?" And we talked about this, but do you think the N64 Mini's coming? Yes,
obviously.
I had a dream. Holy crap! I just remembered this. I had a dream about this stupid thing last night. That it only comes with 8 games, and then it was a +1 to get it to. It was 8 plus another unreleased game, kind of like Star Fox 2. And now I can't remember what that game was, but it only came with 8 games, and it was $120. And I was like, "This. I don't even like this."
I think the trend is going to continue. I think we're going to get. How many were on the NES?
30.
And how many is on the SNES?
20.
This one's probably going to have. This one's probably going to have 15 games, and I bet it's $100.
Yeah,
it's going to keep fewer games and higher costs. It's going to be like 15 games. Oh, I don't want it either.
Like Ocarina of Time, I've got on my 3DS.
Majora's Mask.
Don't care about
Mario
it.
64.
And the wrestling games. That's all that system is.
And I bet
those wrestling games will not be on there because THQ's
It'll
gone.
be like Wave Race and
yes.
Banjo-Kazooie maybe. It's going to be like,
yes.
I don't know.
I don't care about it, but it's probably coming, so just be aware if you love the SNES, I mean then get the SNES Classic. If you love the N64, go for it. I mean, some people love that system. I don't get it. There'll probably be a Mario Party game in there.
GoldenEye will probably be on there, or Perfect Dark, or
but
maybe both of them. But
GoldenEye might not even be on there because I don't know about licensing and stuff. It might not even be on there.
True.
And then it's like
Perfect Dark probably would be.
But now Rare is partnered up with Microsoft, so it probably won't be.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the point of it is. But that's coming. Please be excited. Last thing, and then we'll get into everybody's favorite segment of the week. NPD, I always like talking about this. If you guys don't like hearing about it, let us know. But I like talking about it. This always interests me. So NPD finally came out for June. Here we are, almost all the way through July. What the hell day is it? 22nd, maybe?
22nd. Right? Saturday.
Do you know what the number one selling game in the U.S. was in June? You don't.
I don't.
Unless you saw the headline. Tekken 7. That was my reaction, too. You know what number 2 was? Injustice 2.
Wow.
And it was number 1 in May, so Injustice 2, hats off to them. Obviously, there's going to be an Injustice 3. Guess what number 3 was?
Grand Theft Auto. Was it really?
Yes, number 3. Number 4 in the U.S. was Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy. Number 5 was ARMS. They did, and 6 was Breath of the Wild, so it's still holding on. 7 was Mario Kart. Overwatch was 8. 9 was NBA 2K17. 10, Horizon Zero Dawn. Awesome. But Activision came out and said, okay, in the U.S. we were only number 4, but worldwide, and this game was only out for like 1 day, worldwide, Crash Bandicoot was the best-selling game in June, and it was out for 1 day. I don't get it. It was when you count downloads and everything. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I never would have guessed that. And shout out to Lefty Logie. I almost did Logie.
Lefty Logie.
And I did both. Lefty Logie, check him out. You know our good buddy Logan. He started a YouTube channel. He's been doing Let's Plays of Crash. Go ahead and check it out. What I hear from everybody is that 1 sucks. 2 is when it got good.
I only played 1. And
1
it never
just,
really...
It looks horrible to me. People say 2 and 3 are so much better. So that's what I'm like, it's so, and then you heard like on Podcast Beyond, they were talking to, I think it was Dornbush that reviewed it, and he gave the trilogy an 8.5. And they're like, how do you review? He's like, yeah, 1 is not good, but 2 and 3 are really good. And they're like, it is weird when you think about that. Like, how do you
that
rate
has to bring the average
So it's
down.
like those 2 games are maybe a 9.5, but this is a 7. So I don't guess call an 8.5. I don't know.
Right? Do you just say, well, you don't have to play it. You don't have to beat 1 before you can play 2.
Correct.
So you can just
and that's what he basically
and...
said is just skip it and play 2.
Right.
The number 1 selling game of 2017. You know what that is?
Probably some like Battlefield. Not Battlefield. What's the?
It's still freaking Ghost Recon Wildlands.
That's the one. Yeah.
And people say, what I've heard, it's like this whole game is like GTA Online. in this Ghost Recon's world. That it's a lot of fun. It's just a
Really?
get in there and mess around with your friends and everything game. Number 2 for the year, Breath of the Wild, and that doesn't count digital sales, so it could be even higher.
Wow.
It might be number 1. 3 is For Honor. 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. For God's sakes, what is wrong with you people? And then 5, Horizon Zero Dawn.
I just don't get For Honor.
I don't either.
Not only do I just not get it, this game just flat out looks bad. It just looks. I don't know. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
It looks like a just straight up button masher. Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Also, PS4 was once again the top selling console for the month.
Hey.
I just flashed back to like episode 1. I'm here with my brother Sean. Hey-o. Let me read off my script what I'm supposed to say next. Oh, God.
We've come along. Hey, are we at a year? I think we're at a year now, right?
We've passed our year on...
Was the last episode last week?
It was the Sonic Mania episode, which is this... No, it's actually, I think it's July 26th. So by the time you're watching this... Yeah.
It'll be Wednesday. Yeah.
I think-
actually, by the time you're watching... Yeah. Hey, happy 1 year to us.
By the time you're watching this, yeah, we've been on YouTube for a year. Like, subscribe, share. Let's get up to 500 subs. Appreciate y'all. And if you're here and you've been here for all this time, it means you probably like our favorite segment of the week. And that is the segment when we come on the podcast and we play the It's the Back of the Box Challenge. We got there. It sounded rough. You're trying to throw me off with your fake little... If you didn't know, the Back Box Challenge is how we end the podcast here every week on the Two Player Co-op podcast. What this game is we go and we back and we look at a previously released retail version of a game. We look at the back of the box per the name of the game. We read the description aloud to the other player, bleep out any pertinent information that would give it away or make it seem way too obvious. Then the other player gets to ask however many follow-up questions they want to try and guess the game. That's the Back of the Box Challenge. That's what we're going to do now. You read first this time.
Okay, kid.
You didn't seem very confident in this one.
No. Wipe that drool off your chin and listen up if you really want to learn something about this game.
Is this Captain Nemo?
What? No.
Okay. Remember that? Wasn't that the one where he's like asleep? Captain Nemo in Dream World or something?
Oh.
You're wiping... I was like pictured a kid asleep. I didn't really think that's what it was.
Was it Captain Nemo?
I don't think so. I think I'm...
Little Nemo.
Little Nemo. I was thinking Captain Planet or something.
Sure, it's got newfangled...
Graphics.
Yeah, graphics. And what Blank calls stereo sound that...
Is this an 8-bit game?
No.
It's a 16-bit game.
Yes.
Okay.
That rocks heavily with little resistance. But the gameplay? Well, they finally added some proper challenge to the game. A snap for me, of course. And the story? You sure ask a lot of questions, kid. Blank and his cruelest Blank have kidnapped that Blank. I figured I'd rescue him when the little Blank pops up along with his Blank, and they head off fixing to prove themselves heroes or something. Come to think of it, I haven't laid eyes on those two for a while.
Is this a Genesis game?
No. I just may have to help them out after all.
Is it a Super Nintendo game? Obviously.
Yes.
It's a sequel, it seems.
Yes.
Was this a Capcom game?
No.
Konami?
No.
Yeah. Nintendo game?
No.
Did this series live on past this game?
Well,
It might be a Nintendo game, or
it might be. I don't really know how to consider it, but...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
This does not sound like a Nintendo description.
Right. I mean, it's a Nintendo exclusive.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I wouldn't say it's a Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo didn't make it.
Did the series live on after this?
Yes.
Is it still live today?
Within the last probably few years anyway, 3-4 years. Give or take.
Sounds like it's very military themed. Come on, kid. Rootness, tootness. Is it a military themed game?
It is not.
Do you shoot stuff?
No.
You don't shoot stuff. Do you use a sword?
No.
The hell?
I kind of like this now.
It's kind of a Nintendo game. I mean, it's a Nintendo exclusive. Okay. Finally added some difficulty to the game. I'd do it myself, but... So somebody's narrating the back of the box. Is the narrator of the back of the box in the game? If that makes any sense?
Yes. Makes perfect sense.
I still can't believe that thing didn't fall. I mean, look how precarious it is. Pew, pew, pew. Look at it.
Yeah, it's going down.
Oh, God. I don't have any idea what this is. Is it a beat 'em up?
No.
Well, what the hell do you use to attack? It's not a real question. I was thinking Matt's idea for a 2-player co-op neon sign would be kind of cool. I keep thinking that, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Then we had to figure out how to hang that.
Well, yeah, then there's that.
Yeah.
Came out in the last few years again. Did it come out on 3DS? Or you're just
The
assuming
series?
this game came out? Yeah. The one that came out a few years ago.
No.
Was it a Wii U game?
Yes. Yes, pretty sure. Yeah.
Finally added some difficulty. Do you attack by sucking things in and blowing them out?
You do not.
Okay. Because that series is very much still alive. Do you poop out eggs?
Does anybody? No, you don't.
Do you play as a human?
No.
Do you play as an animal? A turtle is an animal.
Yes.
Do you play as a dinosaur?
No.
You're about to have a sneezing attack, aren't you?
No, I'm just
Okay.
Something. I don't know if it was Eli or what. Something got my allergies.
What the hell is this game? It's an animal. It's not Bubsy, because that was not an exclusive. What came out a few years ago? You play as an animal. Okay. Earthworm Jim was not exclusive. I don't have any idea. Are you a mammal?
Mammal. Yes. Turtle's a mammal, right?
Shut up. Oh, God. Go back to like episode 9 for the joke. I have no friggin' clue what this is. Can anything be unbleeped? Did we have this game on the Nintendo, the NES, the original game? Did we play it?
It wasn't. Well.
So it's a sequel, but it didn't.
Either
come out
way,
on the
no,
NES.
we didn't.
Sequel, but it didn't come out on the NES. Was this is this a sequel to an arcade game?
It contains a character that was in an arcade game. But this series is not an arcade game.
So it's a spin-off that lived on. I don't have any clue what this is. Do you play as an ape?
Yes.
Oh, thank
Now you got it.
God. Is this the first in a series?
Nope.
Is this the second?
Yep.
Okay. God, that does not sound like Donkey Kong Country at all.
It's like Grandpa
duh.
Kong or whatever that's narrating it.
Dumb
and
freaking Grandpa Kong. Have we not done that game already?
I don't know. This doesn't sound familiar. Once I looked it up, I was like, oh, this is actually going to be pretty good because it's
Gosh.
narrated by him. I'm like, this might actually work.
No, it definitely worked. You had me tripping.
Straight
tripping, boo.
I almost said boo. I wish I did now, but I stopped.
Oh gosh. I think we should put a time limit on these. Like, if you go over 5 minutes, you just lose. I got there eventually. But...
I think that was under 5 minutes.
Oh, I also played Mega Turrican. I don't know what just that has nothing to do with this, but it just made
Is
me
the
think of
game
it.
Mega Turrican?
No.
Is it Super Turrican?
No. Ready?
Yes.
Cyberpunk Counter-Strike. The year is 2020. A series of nuclear explosions have leveled the city of New York. The cause? Mishandling of plutonium secretly hidden and stored beneath the Statue of Liberty. The government has declared the demolished city a, quote, nuclear zone. That would make sense. No one can enter. No one can leave. The situation. High atop the wasted skyline, a single building towers alone. Inside, the most diabolic of organizations has been formed. A twisted scientist has mutated the genetics of hundreds of unwary victims, turning them into the most ferocious fighting machines. I don't think I'm going to bleep anything
I was
out.
going to say, you haven't yet.
Armed to the teeth with the most advanced and even bizarre weapons, their goal is to gain total control over what's left of the devastated metropolis, crushing anyone foolish enough to stand in their way. Why would you want to control a city that's been wiped out by a nuclear bomb? Your job, as the most merciless of mercenaries, you have been hired by the government to exterminate the widespread infestation of crooks, hoods, and dangerous mutants, and regain control of the Big Apple. Your name, blank, blank, blanks.
Blank, blank, blanks?
Yep.
Is the name of the game the name of the character?
I mean...
Is the name of the character in the name of the game? In some form?
I don't know what the name of the characters is. No. But it's... the kind of. You'll know. Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Okay, is this a 16-bit game?
Yes.
Super Nintendo?
No.
Do we own this game?
No.
Is it Genesis?
Yes.
Okay. But we didn't own it. Do we rent it? Or would we have played this, like, way after the fact?
No, I don't know that we ever even played this. I'll give you a hint. It also came out in the arcades. I'll say that. And I didn't realize this was a Genesis exclusive, other than the arcade.
Is it... Do you shoot?
Not as your primary attack. You might be able to pick up weapons. I don't remember.
Is it side-scrolling?
Yes.
Is it like a beat-em-up?
Yes.
Is it like made by Sega?
No.
Is it Capcom?
Nope.
Konami?
Nope.
Okay. Did I ask if it was a beat 'em up?
Yes,
and
yes.
it is. It's a beat 'em up. You can shoot.
I don't know.
You
I think
might
you
be able to
might
shoot.
be able to.
Genesis exclusive. We may have never actually played this game. Is this a licensed game?
No.
Did it ever have another game?
No.
Is it Two Crude Dudes?
Yes!
Wait, what? Seriously? What was the other game you did?
That's why I did it. The other one was Bad Dudes.
That's what I meant to say, but what the heck?
Two Crude Dudes.
Oh, it's presented by
Data
Data
East.
East.
That's what made me think Megaturkin. I was like, well, crap. Maybe I just gave away.
I mean,
I don't know
never-
that you would have thought of it, but and Megaturkin does do that at the beginning. He says, presented by Data East.
That was like the main game that we got that from.
The one that I remember that from is the 3-on-3 basketball game on the Micron that we kept arguing about.
I think of it from
Dream Team
Megaturkin.
Basketball, 3-on-3 Dream Team Basketball.
That's hilarious. I didn't even mean to get that. Go me.
I don't. There's no way we ever played that.
I don't.
Look
it
at
looks
those
terrible.
graphics. Yeah. Look at how big the dudes are, though.
They're
the crude dudes.
Crude dudes.
But you know what I mean now about the names aren't in the title, but the title is.
Yeah.
It'd be like saying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is named the game, is the character's name in there. Well, technically not.
God.
And I didn't have to bleep out anything. Except the
Except
very
the
end.
name
Your
of the
name,
game.
two crude dudes.
dudes.
I thought that was almost too. Should have just said your name blank, but I was like blank, blank, blank.
Yeah, I mean, I had already forgotten you had said that, but yeah.
Two crude dudes. That was the back of the box challenge.
Oh, did what do you call them, ever respond to you when you talk to them about Flashback?
No.
Nah, they suck.
And they didn't address, because by the time I had tweeted him, they were already like about to put out the next episode because I was like a week behind.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't even, I thought when they talked about it, I was like, yeah, Flashback was like, and then they did Blackthorn that week. Do you remember Blackthorn?
Vaguely.
It's another cinematic platformer, but I think it's like Metroidvania style or something. I don't remember. I don't know if we ever played it. I got it on the 32X just because I saw it and was like, I'll maybe
that's
give
why I
that a
saw
try
it recently.
sometime.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but no, they were like, oh man, it was Flashback. And I was expecting somebody. I was like, somebody say it. Yes, it had a friggin' it had a sequel and it was awesome.
Right.
I don't know that it really was awesome, but it definitely had a sequel. That was the Back Box Challenge. Thank you guys so much for being here for episode 83 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. If you're watching us for the first time, go ahead. Nope, not that one.
No, I want
Oh,
that.
you're doing that. Shit, that's right. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button over there. I got to remember to start doing this at the beginning of the video too, because by now everybody's turned off the video.
Probably.
But if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Share the video with your friends. We've been getting subs even though we were off for like a week. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really do appreciate it. Also, you might be watching us at nerd901.com because we're part of the Nerd 901 family. Go to nerd901.com for all things nerdy in Memphis and around the globe. Check out all the things over there like Oh gosh. Pixels, papers. Oh gosh, sorry guys. With Ernie and Derek. Oh, sorry. Along with all the other stuff going on in Nerd 901, check everything out. And all the people. I'm sorry.
And all the other stuff.
Check us out on Twitter. I'm at Kevin White 24. He's at Real Sean White. Together we're at 2player_co-op. I'm probably dying of suffocation in here because it's so humid.
Yeah.
It got down to 87 from 90. It was 91 in here when we started recording.
It's a brisk 87 in here.
Crisp. Yeah, so check us out on Twitter. Hit us up, youtube.com/2playercoop. Hit that subscribe button. Share the video with your friends. If you're listening on audio, thank you guys so much. Again, we don't talk about it enough. If you are listening and you like what you hear, go to iTunes. Leave us some reviews there. It really helps us out. Helps us reach higher up in the charts and all that other stuff. Thank you guys so much. And again, we got a Facebook page that we never update. Facebook.com/2playercoop gaming. Go ahead and go over there, though. We get tagged in all of our stuff from the guys at Nerd 901. They do a great job at that, which we obviously do not do a great job.
A much better job than we do.
Yes. Infinity times better. Infinity Wars times better. By the way, also, at least Justice League, at least WB releases the trailer. Everybody's like, oh, you can't watch the Infinity War
that movie's
trailer.
Coming out in like 3 months. Infinity War is coming out like next May or something.
Still, it's next year. And, you cool people at Comic-Con get to watch it. I don't know why I did the voice. I don't know. This has been episode 83. We're tired. We're delusional. It's hot in here. I'm going to go beat Crusader of Centy. But until the next time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.
That was close.
That was as close as I'll ever get it. That was straight up and down.
Probably should just
That was my
retire.
chance.
That was what she said also. Okay. Bye, guys.